is James, and today we are at the lovely Chilworth Arms, and we are joined by Nisha Haq.
Hello!
Of Nisha Haq Photography. There you go, nice and simple. So you're a photographer?
Yeah.
You're a very good photographer too.
Thank you.
I love it, I have to say, I love your work. I'm like, I love it. So tell us what you do.
Cool. So I'm a wedding, lifestyle, and girl boss photographer. I call myself.
Girl boss.
Yeah. I just recently adopted that in my kind of title. And yeah, based in Botley, just up the road in Southampton. Been running my business for 3.5 years now. I'd say majority of my work is weddings. I'd say 70% is weddings. But yeah, really branching out into more commercial and kind of girl boss photography, which I can talk about a little bit more
Well,
later.
let's get into it.
Girl
boss. Tell me more about it.
Yeah. So. I kind of realised since the past few years, being in more kind of female entrepreneur networks and communities, I really love the vibe, the energy, and especially I feel like the past few years that more people have gone into the freelance market, especially more females, and I just feel it's really empowering. I love the fact that there's so many interesting types of businesses out there, especially in the creative industries that I work in. So for me, I wanted to kind of showcase how awesome these females are. Not necessarily if you're running a business, but if you're a professional. So it's basically for people who are having a new website done or refreshing a brand. I just wanted to have a new look, to be honest. And it's just a really empowering, it's a really fun shoot. I love kind of getting to know different people's stories. For me, the whole reason I got into photography is like connecting with people.
Really capturing people's personalities, aren't you? You're like capturing
I love that,
a bit of their soul, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit of the song.
So there's some stuff around branding here, isn't there, and empowering women, which is amazing. So I get nervous in front of a camera. You get nervous in front of a camera.
This is why I'm behind the camera.
Yeah, you're like, I'm normally hidden. So what's your tips then? Because someone puts a camera on me and I straight away sort of go like, and like a bit weird and fake. So what's your recommendation for kind of, if you're nervous and you're doing this,
So often if it's a girl boss session or my wedding clients are doing an engagement shoot, for example, and I don't get the camera out straight away because it is quite daunting. It's a big black thing and you're just like, so normally I kind of get to chat with them, like what we're doing right now, having a coffee, just kind of explaining the process sometimes because people don't know what's going to happen. So to say, we're just going to go for a walk, we're just going to go for a chat, and then I might get my camera out and just take a few snaps along the way. So getting people kind of prepared as well, but not scared of the fact that they're going to get their photograph taken. And it's just getting to connect as people. I've had some clients have inquired and we realised actually we didn't really click. And that's beneficial.
Actually really important as a business owner because you have the choice of who you work with.
Yeah, definitely.
And sometimes you just don't work together, and that's okay. You're just slightly different people, aren't you? Because I find that too. And it's weird when you first start out because you're like, oh my god, I have to be friends with everyone. Everyone needs to like me. And then you suddenly realise actually that's not the case.
There's enough, lots of business around, and people are going to be able to find, the right fit for you, really. And it's the same with photography. Like if you don't feel comfortable with your photographer, then there's no harm in kind of like finding somewhere else to go. And the same for the photographer as well. If there's photographers that are looking to set up their own business, don't feel pressured into getting all the different gigs just so you can get it in. Find the people that you want to connect with because then it's going to show in the photographs. Because if they don't feel your vibe or your personality, then they're going to look nervous or they're going to look a bit stressed out or whatever in the photograph. So
so in terms of we're talking about sort of getting to know each other, but is there anything you recommend, like wearing bright colours or like dressing your personality, or does it matter? Do people need to just be really comfortable? What do you think?
So same for the engagement shoots or the girl boss sessions that I do. I'm wearing a bright colour today.
I love it.
I love colour. I'm a big colour person.
I did wear these for you, actually.
Did you? I bought these for you.
Yeah, I love it.
So I would recommend, especially in photographs, like if you have a bright colour, your eye is instantly drawn to it. So especially if you're doing brand photography, I would recommend having a strong colour, not necessarily like a bright yellow top like I'm wearing, if that's not your vibe, but maybe like a statement earring or just a statement nail varnish or something like that, just to show a little bit of personality. And I think that really draws your eye to it. So I would recommend kind of like strong colour if you can use it, and also match it with your branding. So some of the shoots I've done recently recently. One of the shoot I did last year in Winchester, she's a social media expert, and her branding was bright yellow, I think similar to my colour actually. And we talked about her wardrobe before the shoot, and we said, oh, should we wear a yellow jumper? You know, having these little touches to it. It wasn't she wasn't dressed head to toe in yellow.
Although it would have been amazing. Love that.
But there were certain hints like in what she was wearing. So when she published the photographs on her website, it matched her website colours and her branding. So it's all kind of like subliminal. You kind of matching all the branding.
Obviously, I do stuff around brand as well, and actually there's a psychological level, isn't there? So I always use the example: if you think Virgin Atlantic, what colours do you think?
Oh yeah.
You see? But if you can say that for all different products, like Starbucks, you think green. Costa, you think mauve. You know, it's like a weird psychological level. But if your colour is like yellow and it's really happy, that's also what people associate you with.
Yeah.
Which is really fascinating, actually.
Colour psychology is so big, and a lot of brand experts, you obviously know all about this. It's really interesting to kind of delve into. You can get lost a little bit into it, but no, it's really, especially if you start on a brand, I think it's quite important.
The problem is, I chose this sort of like kind of tealy colour. I don't really own anything that's sort of teal, so now I'm going to have to go and crack out my wardrobe.
That's the same with me. Like my second kind of like brand colour. My main colours in my logo are black and white, but I do use a lot of purple in my branding and the products and stuff. But it's really hard to find purple. I find that would suit my skin tone.
Also like the specific shade as well. Like you're like, why did I choose this shade? I should have gone to like MAC or like wherever and got them to do some colour tests and be like, that suits me. Cool, that's my brand.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah.
Okay, so those are some top tips about sort of capturing personality. What about other sorts of photography? Because people are quite scared of photography. They think it has to be big cameras, but actually nowadays, mobile phones are so good. People can capture quite a lot, just ad hoc, willy-nilly, whatever. What's your top tips for just taking a great photo?
Yeah, so like if you're just starting out or you just want to build up your social media profile, like Instagram is a really good way to do that. Then I recommend, so lots of smartphones have really good cameras on them, to be honest. And using natural light, I find if you're going to say, for example, you're launching a new product and you just need to get a few snaps of it, using natural light if you can. Using a kind of a plain background if you want to really showcase what you're trying to show. Also, what we mentioned earlier about having strong colour. So if you did want to showcase certain colours, I wouldn't. If you're having like a flat lay, for example, I would kind of stick to a colour scheme. I wouldn't go crazy with lots of different colours.
People might not know what a flat lay is. Can you explain?
So with a flat lay, it's quite popular at the moment on Instagram, for example, and it's kind of a collection of different objects that kind of have a cohesive theme to it. So whether it's a colour theme or like, say for example, like a morning breakfast theme, you've got like a cup of coffee, a book, some pancakes or whatever. Like it's got.
Sounds great.
It's got like a theme to it, and it's a cool, interesting way to show different elements of your brand, for example. So it's just something quite creative.
And you take it from like above, don't you?
Yeah, so often you take it from a bird's eye view, or you can take it from like a 45-degree angle, for example. But usually from an elevated position. One of the things I would recommend is like rule of thirds, which is quite popular, which is like a theory in photography. So, say for example, you can get it on your phone. You can get like a grid of thirds, and you can say the main focus of the image. You want to put it in a certain third, and that's kind of set up your composition.
So you just imagine that you've got three, and it's split in three, and then the person or the object is in the.
Yeah, so even like kind of like 2/3 into the image or straight in the middle, and you've got the gap on the third each side, if that makes sense. Just have a good Google, and it might hopefully will kind of make a bit more sense. I suppose it's quite hard to.
Why does it work with the rule of thirds? Is it just grabbing attention?
It's just the way your eye kind of scans the image. It's just kind of it works with how your eye kind of looks through the photograph. Say for example with the flat lay that we mentioned earlier, one of the things I've been doing on my Instagram, I call it Coffee Table Tuesdays.
I love it. So we should have a collaboration here.
So I'm a huge fan of coffee table books, and I've got such an overflowing collection in my house. So I thought, how can I show off one of my passions? So every month I've been doing showcasing a different coffee table book. So one I did last year was on this beauty book by Dita Fontes, and it's got in the main kind of centre of it was the book itself. But I put lots of different beauty products around it.
Oh, nice.
So I suppose the rule of thirds would have been, in the middle would have been the book, and then around it would have been the little different beauty products that the book talks about, for example, or what you'd associate with the book.
This is great.
So your eye would go straight to the book, but then your eye would also look around at the different beauty products.
So, what's your Instagram account?
It's Nisha Haq.
Okay, it's H-A-A-Q.
H-A-Q, yeah.
H-A-Q. Oh, H-A-A-Q. There's 4 A's. H-triple-A. Okay. No, that sounds cool. So people can find out and have a look at your stuff and see how to make it different.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about lighting. So it's interesting because light, people are a bit scared of light. I think people think light makes them look old, but it actually does the opposite.
Okay.
It does the opposite, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Whenever I take a photo and I've got light in my face, I just look all like, and I'm like, this is great.
So much better.
You think about the 50s movie stars, they're all like laying on a chaise lounge and then there's this like light in their face and they're looking up to it. They all look fabulous. I just always think of 50s movie stars every time we have a photo taken.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was talking to a hair makeup artist. She was asking a few tips and like how she can make the most of the beauty looks that she does. And I said to her, it's crazy how, especially at weddings, for example, in the morning for the bridal preparation, the amount of hair makeup artists that I see kind of take a photograph in really dark lighting. Yeah. And I said, there's beautiful light here. So sometimes I just kind of like button that to say, might you want to like, shoot over there next to the window? That might be better. And they're like, oh yeah, she looks amazing. I know.
I love it.
Just because the natural light just looks.
It just makes everything look better. So flat lays are popular right now. But is there any trends you see emerging in photography that are like proving to be quite popular, or people are sort of jumping on the bandwagon with?
I wouldn't call it necessarily a trend, but more if you're setting up a business or you really want to showcase who you are and your personality, especially in social media. We can hide behind our services or our products, but I think one of the good ways to showcase who you are really is just show your face. In the kind of like the simplest term is just having a nice portrait of yourself, whether you can get a friend to take a portrait of you. I would probably recommend not selfies because I feel selfies are more.
Jesus, there are so many selfies.
Selfies are really good for like Instagram stories or kind of Facebook Live or whatever, things like that. But I think if you're going to put it on your Instagram feed or your Facebook or whatever, getting a friend to take a portrait of you, whether it's on your phone or if you know a photographer, you can take the picture of you and just showing off who you are on camera. And people, I found the pictures that I have of myself on my Instagram has the most engagement because people want to know who I am, which is really nice to know that people are interested. I do get lots of engagement with wedding photographs and things like that, but I think people are more intrigued to know what it's like to be a photographer or what it's like to be an illustrator or whatever profession you are. Yeah,
and I think as well with photos, it goes back to as well like a psychological level again, smiling. People quite often take quite serious photos. And I think, well, I'm not going to engage with you because people are drawn to smiley faces and it's a bit cheesy and people think, oh God. But actually, people are drawn to smiley, happy people, aren't they? Well, yeah,
because you've got like a little snapshot of what you think they might be like when you first meet them. If they look quite serious and stern and corporate, then you're like, well, they're going to be quite corporate, I suppose. Whereas if they got, radiant smile, really bright, then you think, oh, they're going to be really happy. So it's not necessarily a bad thing if you're looking quite serious, if that's the type of target client you want to attract. So it's all dependent on who your audience is going to be. Really.
Yeah, if you're like a huge barrister and you're like, hi!
Really serious cases.
I'm not sure he's very serious. Dressed in a clown suit. Not going to work. I love it. Okay, so and I think candid photography, like you said as well. So if you do maybe take portraits, but like you seem really relaxed and just in a happy environment and that sort of thing, kind of really just showcasing how relaxed and happy and normal you are.
Yeah, I think people just want to connect with people on a kind of personal level as well. Because how I found in the past 3 years of my business is people really buy into people. You can be the most amazing business, the most amazing product, or whatever that you're selling, but then if they don't believe in the story or if they don't believe in who you are as a person, then they'll just find someone else or it's just not going to work out. And that's how I found kind of networking and getting my clients is that I really connect with them on a personal level.
It's so true because I think we do a similar thing from that, and from a personal branding perspective it's absolutely essential. And this is why photography, but also video is so important. Do you do anything in video, or do you work in collaboration with other people to do?
Yeah. So I do work with a few videographers locally. Yeah. Sometimes we do some, especially kind of commercial stuff, and obviously with weddings, I work with wedding videographers on the day. So it's obviously both of us being behind the lens. We do often work in like, oh, what shot are you doing? I won't get in your shot, kind of thing.
Oh, I'm always like, what lighting have you got? Right, I'm going to steal your shot. I like that angle. I found it first. No, I love it. So do you think there'll always be a place for photography though, even though everyone's like video? Do you think, I don't think photography will ever die. I think it has to be.
No, definitely, because I think with photographs that you can't really print a video, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like people, I still believe that print's not dead. So I feel, even though we've got the amazing social media and it's really easy and it's free to use, I still feel like traditional forms of marketing are still very strong. So especially in my industry, in the wedding industry, they still do wedding fairs, for example. So I still hand out leaflets. I still got my albums that I show. So it's kind of, I don't think the power of photographs will ever die, because I think that's so powerful to have, and people love having, especially when I create my wedding albums for my clients, and I absolutely love seeing their face when they kind of flick through the books. I'm like, oh my god.
do you cry a lot? Are you like weepy? Because I do
get like a bit emotional, because I put my heart and soul into like making these photographs for them, and like seeing how much they appreciate it and how much they love it really makes me like, oh wow. So things like that, it's just, you have such an emotional connection when you flick through, and photographs, like I'd say to my clients that they still look for their kind of grandma's wedding day and stuff, and you wouldn't really necessarily be able to do that if you didn't have a printed.
Don't you think it's bizarre? I was thinking about this the other day. Like, we used to have little cameras and we used to take photos and we used to send them off to get developed, and then they'd arrive like 2 weeks later. I mean, I'm older than you, so maybe you don't remember this so much, but now it's just so out
instant,
there, digital. I mean, even if you go to like Asda to print things off, you can get them immediately. It's mad, isn't it? We just live
it's such a. I think today's society is so fast paced. And it's a good thing and a bad thing in business. I think fast paced in the sense, the bad thing would be everyone wants an instant reply. They want an instant yes and no. It's so fast paced moving, and sometimes as a business owner, especially if it's just yourself as a sole trader, you need to have time to switch off.
You have to switch off, because you will literally burn out, and I feel like this. But I'm like, oh my god.
But then I suppose the good points could be, because it's so open and fast paced, then you can grow your business so much more quicker than it would have been maybe 20 years ago.
And there's so much opportunity, isn't there? And there's so much business. This is the thing I find about competitiveness between businesses. There are so many people living just in Hampshire. Everybody could literally do business all day long and not step on each other's toes. So it's funny. So do you think, can we share a link to your photography on this episode?
Sure, definitely.
That'd be amazing. I'd love to find it. I'm going to have a good old stalk, and I need to learn some flat lay skills.
We should do a collab.
Flat lay collab. I love it. Amazing. How can people find out more about you?
You can find me on my website, which is nishahaqphotography.com. I am actually currently working on a new project with a local web designer called Little Big Box. She's also based in Southampton, and we're doing something with the Girl Boss sessions.
Girl Boss,
I know, it's going to be really excited. We haven't officially launched anything yet, but it will be coming this springtime, so I can tell you more about it later on. But very excited. But at the moment, I still am doing my Girl Boss sessions, so that's still on my website. Or you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn.
She's all over
all the social medias.
Like, social media for days. I love it.
Or just drop me a message if you did want to connect.
Amazing.
So,
Thank you for sharing so many tips and tricks and hints. We love it. Amazing. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.